Hiya.
Hello.
Welcome to the Geeky Girls Knit and Cross Stitch podcast.
Yeah. I didn't do anything.
I haven't cross stitched either.
I haven't had time.
Because we're doing that as well. Well, this is not how we introduce this show. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Dammy, also known as Dammy's Doodles.
And we're glad to have you today. Today is Friday, the 15th of November, 2019, and this is episode 370. That's a lot.
Yes.
We'd like to say a big welcome back. We love you guys. To all our returning viewers and a big hiya to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. We hope you enjoy the show. Dammy, we had somebody introduce themselves in the Ravelry group sometime in the last 2 weeks. Would you like to give them a shout out?
Oh, it's because I haven't started this yet. I was like, why is it disconnected? Allison, who is Allison G. Knits from Mid Wales.
In the UK?
Wales is in the UK. Yes.
Allison, welcome. Thanks for introducing yourself. Dammy, if somebody's not a member of our Ravelry group, what should they do and why?
You should join and introduce yourself in our introductions thread because you'll get a shout out. On our next episode, Dammy, you'll be able to participate in all our longs and giveaways.
That's right.
How shiny it is.
That's the new one I gave you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you so much to everyone for understanding about us not getting out a regular episode last weekend.
How dare you have asthma?
I know. I'm doing a lot better. I'm in Seattle today, obviously. But man, it just kicked my butt. Big time. I did get a lot of knitting done on my Nanny Swim sweater because of it. But, yeah. So, yeah. But thank you so much for all the well wishes and the understanding. And, you know, we make this happen as much as we can, but sometimes life happens. So, Dammy's checking things off.
Because I finished a color, but I didn't check it off. Well, I finished the stitching in a color. I need to do some back stitch and some knots.
Yeah, but you don't want to do that till the very end. Okay, well, we can talk about that in FlossTube. All right.
You brought it up.
You were making a list and checking it twice. We probably should get started, Dammy.
Yes.
Okay, let's do it.
And now we're going to talk about what's on our needles.
What's on your needles? We'll get to that in a minute. You want to talk anything about your craft?
I have lots of things you need to be off book on.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to be studying this weekend
Yeah.
with your epically long to-do list.
Yeah.
Yeah. She takes after me. I make epically long to-do lists as well.
It's scary.
It is scary.
There are dates by all of them.
But isn't it satisfying when you get to mark one off?
Yes.
That's my favorite part.
But then I inhaled the Sharpie on accident.
Oh. I have sometimes been known to put things on my to-do list just so I can cross them off.
Breathe.
Breathe. Check. Drink coffee.
But wait.
Check.
I couldn't put breathe because I would need to check it off when I finished breathing. So I couldn't finish it.
Does that mean I can't put drink coffee because I'm just going to continually be drinking coffee?
Oh my gosh, okay. What's on your needles?
What's on my needles? My Nanny Swim sweater in my adorable, my favorite murder, Elvis project bag. I'm on point today. I've got my Murderino shirt on too. I didn't wear my earrings though. I was feeling a tiny bit scattered this morning, trying to get ready to come into the city. So.
At the top in the city.
Oh, I need to untie. I tucked the sleeves inside and tied them in just a little loose knot so they wouldn't flap around. But okay, let me tell you, Nanny Swimmo. If you do not know, it's National Knit a Sweater in a Month. It is a challenge for you to knit a sweater of 50,000 stitches or more in the month of November. It's a spin-off of NaNoWriMo, which is National Write a Novel in a Month, where you write a novel of 50,000 words or more. So, this is my 7th year doing it. I finished one every year. I've made the 50,000 every year. And I've already beat 50,000 this year, and I'm not done with the sweater yet. I am using the Strange Brew recipe by Tin Can Knits on US 4's 3.5 mil and US 6's 4 mil needles. And I'm using Barocco Vintage DK in the blush, white, black, and cracked pepper colorways. So, I have finished both sleeves and woven in ends on both sleeves. Although I started to knit on the body again on the ferry coming over. I am so in love with this detail that I did on the end of the sleeves. I started knitting on the body and realized that there is a spot here under the underarm where I need to just, I'm showing you, Demi.
Oh.
I need to just tighten that up. I think there's one on both sides actually, where I just need to tighten up the little spot from where it got picked up. So, yes. So what I had done previously is I had finished the body. I did about an inch after I separated for the sleeves, and then I picked up and did both sleeves. And the color is getting really washed out. This is not true color at all. It's much brighter. So now that I finished the sleeves, I'm back on the body. Here is the conundrum that is going to occur. Because I bought this yarn for a different sweater. I have enough yardage of the yarn, but I don't have the yardage for the main color that's called for, which is why I did the yoke and then did the sleeves so I could see how much I have left. I'm thinking what's going to have to happen is I am going to need to at some point do more color work. Because I only have left, oops, sorry, I'm knocking my water over. I've got this much of one skein of pink. I've got this much of one skein of pink, and then I have one more full skein of pink. But I have plenty contrast. So I'm debating whether I want, in a perfect world, it would work that I would just be able to do this same stitch pattern color work that I did on the sleeves. I don't know if I'm gonna have the yardage for that. So if that's not the case, I'm gonna have to play and see if I wanna pull something from up here to repeat or what I'm gonna need to do. And then here in the middle where it looks a little bit different, where it's just stockinette instead of ribbing, I will be steeking the sweater. So my friend Janine's gonna help me. We're gonna stitch with a sewing machine down. I'm gonna cut it, pick up the stitches and do the button bands. At knitting group Wednesday night, Sally was asking me about buttons, and I told her I hadn't decided yet. And she said that she thought like silver buttons, maybe even with like snowflakes on them, would be really pretty. And I have a good I'm not really bound by anything on the buttons because I can make buttonholes whatever size I want to. And I won't be buttoning it anyway. I'll be wearing it open. So it really doesn't matter what size they are. So I probably wouldn't want to do bigger than like 1.5 inches at the biggest. Probably closer to 1 inch. So, but that's where I am. Oh, and let me tell you where I am stitch count wise. So this does not take into account what I knit on the ferry this morning. But as of last night, I had stitched 54,311 stitches.
Wow.
I know, it's a lot, isn't it?
Hey, it's Max. He stuck to my scissors.
Oh, funny. So that is where I am with my Nanny Somo sweater. I will just kind of autopilot through this right now. Do you want to see what stitch markers I have on here? They're all Ann Tudor. I have the pumpkin one that I got at Fiber Fusion. Whoops, I have Elvis. See Elvis with my bag and my shirt. And then I have a couple other kitties down here. This is where the steek is gonna be. So that is where I am with Nanny Somo. That's the only thing I'm working on. I will make up preemie hats once I finish my sweater. In a perfect world, I will be done with this before next podcast, but we'll just have to see because it's also going to depend on Janine's schedule for when she can help me.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I think that is everything for this segment, so let's move on to the next one. And now it's time for FlossTube. I as you know, I'm only working on my Nanny Swimmer sweater right now, so I don't have anything that I'm stitching. I'm still following along with the reading portion of School of Magical Stitches and Literature. There's been another reading challenge, like big reading challenge extended, and you have to finish the current one, which I only need one more book on, and I picked it up from the library last night. So I will read that, and then I will be able to get that verified that I did that, and it's a bunch of bonus points. So, okay, so why don't you tell us about your cross stitch?
Yeah, I'm working on My Every Day is an Adventure by Joanne's pattern.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm doing a basket.
It has flowers in it, doesn't it?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Right now it's just a basket though.
Yeah. You're making progress. You'll get there. And it'll be cute, and I'll help you finish it, and we'll put a nice bow on it.
I don't think I wanted to have a bow.
Okay, we won't put a bow on it. Are you gonna just finish it in the hoop?
Yeah.
Okay. You could have a little thing of flowers on it.
I don't know if I want to put anything on it.
Okay, you don't have to if you want to, though. I will help you. All right, well, that's a very short floss tube because Nanny Swimmo. All right, well, then let's move on to the next segment. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show, yummies. Yummies. What are yummies, Dammy?
This is pretty good.
Yeah.
This is the part of the show.
Yummies.
These are our current favorite things we like, things we want to talk to you about.
Yummies. I had one earlier, but I had the vanilla. Because,
They all taste kind of the same to me because of the ginseng in it.
I had to get up early to come to Seattle. And I am looking forward to sleeping in tomorrow, can I just say. Okay, let's talk about Nick Crate. He came last night. I had to chase the mailman down because I was in the shower.
Get over here.
And I got out of the shower and thought I had heard something, and I opened the door and there was a note, and I really didn't want to go to the apartment office, so I put on shoes really, really quick in a hoodie and caught up to him at the mailboxes and was like, can I get my package? And it wasn't our normal guy, and he was like, did I catch you in the shower again? And I was like,
again?
yes, because I had to pick up packages from him a few weeks ago. It wasn't our normal guy, it was a different guy.
Where did he go? Where did he come from?
I don't know. I don't know where our normal guy is. We
Where
love
did he
him.
come from,
We want
Cotton
him-
Eye Joe?
We want him to come back. We would love our normal guy. Nick Crate, it came last night. Or yesterday. So. Oh, there's something in here that I think you're going to want. I'll give them to you in a minute.
What?
Don't look.
What?
It would be a surprise. I don't know what kind of accent that was. The yarn is Knitology by Nick Crate. It is their glowing worsted base. This colorway is Sea, like S-E-A, like the ocean.
The sea.
And it's 40% superwash merino, 30% silk, 30% alpaca. Worsted weight, 100 gram, 150 yards.
Fancy.
That's actually pretty true. I mean, it's maybe just a little, it's got a little more gray tone to it, don't you think, Dammy, than what's showing? But it's pretty close.
Yeah.
You want to squish because it's very soft.
Oh, wow.
This is what I think you would like. We got a sampler of tea.
Tea.
This is from Ahmad Tea in London. A British family with 4 generations of passion for producing the finest teas. Tea lovers in over 80 countries enjoy their specialty blends and call Ahmad Tea their favorite tea. And it's kosher and GMO free. And they sent us peach and passion fruit, strawberry sensation, and mango. I figured you would like these.
I do.
And would drink them.
I do.
I love tea, but I just don't drink them very often.
Might give one of these to my friend because he really likes tea. He is very proud of himself for getting off of coffee, and so he really likes tea. He only drinks tea.
In what insane world did he need to get off of coffee?
He saw his friends getting caffeine addiction, like 4 ventis a day.
We don't have to talk about how much coffee I drink. I mean, we are Java Pearl Designs. Okay, here is the book for November. So, so the theme was Beneath the Waves. I really like this one right here.
Hold on, I have a knot. Ooh.
So the bottom is the worsted weight box. This is the one we got, and this is the sock box.
Socks box.
Oh,
the humanity.
So, okay, here are the patterns. So there is the Anti-Dunes Cowl by Katya Novikova.
Katya Novikova.
This is the crochet pattern. Done with the worsted weight yarn on US H8 5mm crochet hook.
Yeah.
And it says the skill level is advanced beginner.
That's me eternally. I am forever an advanced beginner.
Crochet, I am not even a beginner. And
Just
then we
in life.
Oh, okay. Sure. Then we have the is that Coddle?
Coddle.
Coddle Fin Cap and Mitts by Vanessa Ewing. So there's the hat. Done on US 7's 4.5mm and US 8's 5mm needles. Skill level intermediate. There's just one hat size and one mitt size. Let's see, where are the mitts? There. And then there is crochet socks, the wavy coral socks by Petra Korilova on US F5 3.75mm hook. Skill level beginner. They look like nice, just like relax around the house socks. And then I actually know this designer. This is the Knit Socks Waves Made Socks by Megan Williams of the Stockinette Zombies podcast. So you can either do it in one color, or you can do it. How awesome is that? Doing it with a contrast color. Look at that.
Fine. I will cut it. Fine.
Look.
Yeah. It's great.
These are done.
I'm angry.
She's having floss issues. These are done on US 2's 2.75mm needles. And it's skill level intermediate or adventurous beginner. See, that's me. I want to be an adventurous beginner. Although I'm not an adventurous beginner sock knitter. I'm probably more of a...
Advanced intermediate.
Yeah, or maybe even adventurous expert.
Oh. Oops, I cut the wrong bit. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And these are
See? Beginner.
These are knit toe up with a gusset and heel turn and heel flap.
Delicious.
And then next month's theme is greenery.
Oh, okay. I see you.
I see you, pom-poms.
Oh, I don't need to find it.
So, that was our Knit Crate boxes. Come on. I just knocked off the next thing we need to talk about.
Oh.
So Knit Crate gives us a coupon code for y'all. There's a link in the show notes to use it. And you're going to use the coupon code GEEKY20, so capital letters GEEKY and the number 20 to get 20% off your first order. It will work to discount the first month of a recurring monthly subscription and any of their shop items. Knit Crate. Sorry about that. Dropped it in the floor. Couldn't get to it. I was at Barnes & Noble the other night because that is where our knitting group meets. And I was looking around and I saw these and I was like, Dammy, and I need these. Cats in sweater badges. So I'm going to keep the top two and Dammy's going to keep the bottom two. This right here is pink pearl. Right?
It's fine.
This one, right?
Yes, I can't see it, but yes.
This one, the red one with that one.
Yeah.
That's pink pearl
Even
right
though
there.
she doesn't have a white face.
No. And they do have them on their website, and I put a link in the show notes.
Oh, wow.
So that if you need your own cat in sweaters, badges, you can get them.
Or dogs in sweaters.
Yes, they did have dogs in sweaters as well. I didn't
What
really...
about birds in sweaters?
No, I don't think they had...
Parrots in sweaters?
No, I think it was just dogs and cats.
Parrots are great.
So, yes, I was like, Dammy and I need these. And then I just told her, I have a surprise for you when I come on Friday. So, I think that's the only yummies that I can think of. It's just been
A week.
a week. So,
Well, half a week.
and because we recorded on Monday, so. Okay, well then let's talk about hashtag GGK Crafty Pad. What is it, Dammy?
It stands for Geeky Girls Knit Crafty Photo a Day Challenge. We have a list of photo prompts for each month. So you take a look at the prompt for that day, take a picture related to it, and post it anywhere you like. But we took our favorites from Instagram.
That's correct.
Made myself dizzy.
Don't do that.
I do it daily.
I know. So it's not that it's warm in this room. It's just really stuffy. There's not good air circulation. But this is the best place for us to record because I can't go up to Dammy's. Well, I could go up to Dammy's room, but it would be difficult because it's on the 3rd floor and they don't have a lift in this building. So,
Very old building, and
yeah.
my roommate, I think, doesn't have a class during this time either.
So that too, yeah.
So.
Okay, so this month's theme for GGK Crafty Pad
November.
has been around thankfulness and gratitude, as well as some of our normal stuff. And yeah. I don't know what today's prompt is. I'll look at it.
It is cold.
Cold. Well, it is cold outside. So Dammy, what are we about to show them?
2 photos from us that we liked and 5 photos from other people that we liked.
Here come the photos. So those were our favorite photos. Great job, everybody. It's never too late to join in. You take a look at the prompt for the day. As Dammy said, today when we're recording, the prompt is cold. You interpret that however you want. We're very cheater friendly on
There was
that.
a photo I picked from today. It was cold because a kitty cat was getting a bath.
Hold on, I want to say something about that in a second. But I will need to finish saying this. You interpret it however you want, and it does not have to be crafty related at all.
Like the cat.
You post it on Instagram. Make sure in your caption you use hashtag GGK Crafty Pad because that's how we find your photos. If you have a private account on Instagram, you need to make sure that Dammy's Doodles is following you. Otherwise, we can't see your photos. So send her a message and she will follow you.
Delicious.
Daddy told me about this video I needed to watch, and I hadn't seen it before, about Cinderblock the cat.
Who?
Cinderblock. Cinderblock is an extremely obese cat up here in the Seattle area, and they are taking care of him at an animal hospital, and they're trying to help him exercise, and so they have a treadmill that's in like the water, and he does not want to walk on it, so he just uses one paw.
Yeah, that was his first time. Okay, I know the video you're talking about, but that was his first time using it, so he was just like...
And he was like, "Mah."
Okay.
He was not happy. I don't know if he's gotten better, but I bet Daddy told me to look at that. I don't know. I had never seen it before. It made me laugh. I was like, poor kitty.
Oh, get in there.
Dammy's having trouble threading her needle. I need to get you one of those needle threader things that I have.
I have one upstairs in my sewing kit. I just don't know how they work. I can't figure out how to use it. It just looks like a dime.
No, it's got that wire piece coming off of it.
Yeah.
You stick the wire into the eye of the needle.
Mm-hmm.
You put your thread down through the diamond thing, and then you pull the diamond thing back through out of the needle, and it makes your floss stay in.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how you use it.
Oh, okay, we can go that way.
Alrighty. Well, we don't have any upcoming events. It's the holidays coming
Men on
up.
Boats. Come see Men on
that's right,
Boats
Men
at
on Boats.
SPU Theater. It's an incredible all-female cast. I'm ushering tonight, and I'm ushering both shows. Next Saturday, their penultimate and their ultimate shows. So come see it.
Okay.
It's really good. Go to spu.edu/box office for tickets.
Yes. Alrighty. Well, I think we should move on to the next segment.
Now we're going to talk about what we are reading, watching, and listening to.
What are you reading, Gammy?
So I am actually rereading Lonely Planet by Stephen Dietz. It's a really good play. Stephen Dietz is the same guy who did Dracula that I've gone and saw twice now at ACT Theater. And my design professor actually did set design for a recent production of Lonely Planet. I think it was last year, but I didn't get to go see it.
Are you reading this for class or just because?
For class, but it's a good for class
Okay.
because I'm doing a monologue from it.
Okay. I linked it already in the show notes, so if people want to get it, they can.
And it's a really good show, and I wish I could have seen a production last year. I wish I had been smart enough to go see it.
Well, maybe they will do another production of it.
It made me cry.
Okay, what else are you reading?
The Glass Scientist, which is a webcomic by Sabrina Katungo. I don't have notifications for new pages turned on, so I keep forgetting. Oh, there was an update on Monday. I gotta go look at it. Yeah.
Can you, sign up where it'll send you an email?
No, I just like being pleasantly surprised. I remembered this morning. I was like, oh, I gotta go look at it.
Okay, well, I know you're getting your 15 minutes a day in.
Yeah.
What am I referring to?
The October, November, December RAL read-along.
Yes, so this is a challenge for you to read 15 minutes a day, every day. I don't care what you read, as long as you're reading. Audiobooks do count. And there's a finish line thread in the Ravelry group. You post once and edit it. All the details are there. We're also doing a year-long challenge where you earn entries based on the 4 seasonal read-alongs. I will be posting a thread soon for people to do their Modern Mrs. Darcy reading challenge entries, because that's how you can get bonus points for doing that. And as we mentioned on Monday, we have chosen the grand prize bundles. And we're going to put them on the screen and we're going to tell you about them, but they're also linked up in the show notes. We won't say them in detail again until we award them in January.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like
Okay, so 3 grand prize winners are going to be drawn from all the entries. And the first podcast of January,
that. Don't mind me.
we will announce the winners, and you'll have 30 days to claim your prize or you forfeit it. Okay, so on the screen right now is grand prize bundle number 1.
Ooh.
Okay, why don't you start and we'll go back and forth.
Okay. So, grand prize bundle. Go back and forth on the items in it.
Yes.
Okay. So, grand prize bundle number 1 contains 2 skeins of Audean wools by Knit Crate Halo DK yarn in the mouse colorway.
You will have your choice of 1 ebook or 3 single patterns from our Java Pearl Designs Ravelry store.
An elephant stitch marker by Mermaid City Yarn. It's adorable.
A wool and cashmere shampoo by The Laundress.
A Sweet Baby gift tags by Knitterella.
A losing knot by Jan B. Smiley.
Honeyberry Studios notebook.
And a set of Pandia's Jewels Hunger Games stickers.
Ooh.
We should say thank you to all of the people who have donated prizes.
Spectacular.
We just put them into our prize box and then pull from there as needed. All right, grand prize number 2. You want to start?
Yes. So this contains 2 skeins of Vidalana by Knit Crate Yarn in the Chewies colorway.
Again, you will have your choice of 1 ebook or 3 single patterns from the Java Pearl Designs Ravelry store.
Stitch marker by Exchanging Fire. I
Okay.
assume that's on Etsy.
I don't know, but
Possibly.
I will link it up. Apparently, I don't know how to spell stitch. A Notions pouch by A Little Nitty.
House Fabric Tape Measurer.
A Lose Me Not by Jan B. Smiley.
A Honeyberry Studios note.
And a set of Pandia's Jules Hunger Games stickers.
Yes.
And grand prize bundle number 3
is 2 skeins of Vitalana Heathered Chunky by Knit Crate in the black cherry colorway.
And again, your choice of 1 ebook or 3 single patterns from our Java Pearl Designs Ravelry store.
Camo stitch marker.
I don't know who made it. So,
That's cute.
a mini skein of MJ Yarn's Simple Sock Fingering in the Peacock colorway.
A Make Something Today zippered pouch by Knit Crate.
A Poke Me Not by Jan B. Smiley.
A Honeyberry Studios note by...
And a set of Pandia's Jules Hunger Games stickers.
Yeah.
Those are some epic prizes. I know. So, may the odds be ever in your favor. Okay, let me tell you about what I am reading.
Oh no.
It's a lot.
Oh no.
Because we didn't talk about it in the mini episode. So I am still reading Beholding and Becoming, The Art of Everyday Worship by Ruth Chow Simmons. I'm almost done with it. I think I have 2 chapters left. And it's a beautifully done book. I even have taken pictures of some...
Oh yeah, that's the art one. I keep thinking it's like a book of essays. I'm like, okay.
Well, I mean, it does have essays in it, but...
But I like only essays. I keep forgetting it's the art book.
Yeah. Like, I took photos of a lot of the pages because they're so beautiful. I can use them as wallpapers on my phone. Like,
Scan them in.
here is one of them. Let me see what... There's this one. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches over me.
His eye is on the sparrow.
And then, behold what manner of love the Father has given to us, that we should be called children of God, and that is what we are. 1 John 3:1. And there's a bunch of other ones that I've took photos of, but it's just a lovely book. I have her other book that she did like this, and it's called Grace Laced, I believe.
I thought it was Graceland.
No, I don't think it's Grace Laced.
Not like Elvis. But...
I think it's Grace Laced, but I could be wrong.
Tell me why I remember choir songs from last year better than the ones from this year.
I do not know.
His eye is on the sparrow.
I love that song.
And I know he watches me.
I finished reading Vanishing Fleece, Adventures in American Wool by Clara Parks. Highly recommend this book. It is her process of going from a bale of wool.
A bale Christian.
No. And having it processed by 4 different mills and having some of it dyed and some not. And it was just really interesting because she didn't just send stuff off. She went and watched it happen and then wrote like little essays about it. And it's a really, really good book. I would highly recommend it. I am almost done, finally, thank goodness, with my Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire book 4 by J.K. Rowling reread that I'm doing with Harry Potter and the Sacred Text podcast and Swish and Flick and All Potter podcast. The last 2 weeks was the parting of the ways because Swish and Flick did it as 2 episodes instead of 1. So there's 1 chapter left. But Swish and Flick has said that they probably won't start book 5 until the new year, but that doesn't mean there won't be episodes. So it may be the new year before we start book number 5. I finished listening to book 3 of the Dr. Charlotte Stone series by Karen Robards. It's a FBI book, but with supernatural ghost elements.
Spooky.
And it does have adult content, so you know.
Spooky.
I finished reading books 30 and 31 of the In Death series by J.D. Robb, and I'm waiting for the next book to come in. I read The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. This took like a spin that I was just like, wait, what? Like the last chapter, I was like, Oh, holy crap. It was really good. It's a very suspenseful, but it does have like the potential of a little bit of a supernatural element to it.
Like Turn of the Screw.
Like people are saying this house that she's living in as a nanny is haunted. I don't want to spoil it because it takes a spin that you don't expect, but it creeped me out though a little bit. I had to make sure when I read it because I got a little creeped out. And then I finished listening to All the Missing Girls by Megan Miranda. This is another one that took a spin at the end, and this is one where it didn't tell us the ending, but it told us a portion of the ending and then went in reverse. And so it was like day 14, day 13, day 12, day 11, and then once it got to day 1, then it jumped, I think, to day 15 to finish off. But it took a spin, too, that I wasn't expecting. It's about, obviously, missing girls in this little small town. I read The Perfect Catch, based on the Hallmark Channel original movie book by Cassidy Carter. It was just as cheesy as the movie.
Do you even remember which movie that is?
Yes.
You do?
Well, I mean, because it's a baseball player, and then his arm gives out, and da-da-da-da-da. And her little son, he helps him become a good baseball player, and they fall in love. They had been formerly, I don't know what it was, like Spring Festival King and Queen 15 years ago or something, whatever.
Gosh.
It was very cheesy.
That is horrible.
So, and then I finished reading 9 Elms, which is book number 1 in the Kate Marshall series by Robert Brinza. Is that how you would say that? It's
Robert.
But almost the last one, the next to last one.
Robert Brinza.
Okay, we'll go with that. This is another kind of thriller one. Like the first part of the book, the main character is a police detective, and she solves a serial murder case. But then, and there's some personal things in there. I don't want to ruin it for you because there is a big in that first section. But then it jumps like, I can't remember how many years later, maybe 10-ish. No, it has to be more than that, like maybe 14 years later. And there's a copycat, but then there's other things that happen. However, if you have a squeamish tummy,
Oh, Lord.
how do I say this and stay a family-friendly podcast?
Avoid it. Ask for further content warnings if you have questions.
Because it did kind of turn my stomach at points. I'll tell you when we're not recording.
Thanks.
So, yeah. And then I actually just finished listening to on the way over to the book Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. And it's about most of the population of the world is wiped out because of a modification that happened in the swine flu.
Rest in peace.
And then it's like
Vaccinate your children.
There was no vaccine for this.
Oh.
Like people were dying within 48 hours time. It was very, very fast set on. And I think it was 1 out of every 250,000 people lived or something. It wiped out.
Big yikes.
But there's a portion of it in that first part where we meet a little girl who's an actress in a Shakespearean play. A little girl. Because what they did was, which one was it that they were doing?
Top Thing. Midsummer.
Which is the one with King Lear. Okay, I think that's the one they were doing. But they did a spin on it where they had his daughters as young girls in the beginning, and then kind of as a like a hallucination at some point in it. So they had these 3 little girls playing the daughters. And then it like jumps to like 14 years later, and she is one of the few that survived, and like their journey, and like, because you know, gas gives out, power gives out, internet gives out, there's just like very little.
There's only Shakespeare.
And she's part of a troupe called the Symphony that performs Shakespearean plays on the road, and they use vehicles that are that they use horses to pull, because
Yeehaw, baby.
there's no gas left, because did you know gas can go stale? So I just finished listening to that one on the way over, and it was pretty good. So okay, reading, that's everything we're reading.
Good Lord.
I know. And now I need to tell you about all the TV. Because remember, I was sick, and we didn't talk about TV last time, and I was sick, and I watched a lot of TV. I watched many Hallmark Christmas movies, because that is just who I am. I am a Hallmark Christmas movie girl. I know they're cheesy. I know that the town baker is going to... he's going to fall in love with the main character, female, and even though she was in love with the CEO from the city, the town baker is always going to win.
Yeah.
Okay, so I watched Nostalgic Christmas, 2 Turtle Doves, Merry and Bright, Christmas Scavenger Hunt, a Blue Ridge Mountain Christmas. Now that one actually had a different spin on it, because it was, so there was a mother and 2 daughters, and along with their father, they ran like a not Airbnb, like a bed and breakfast.
A regular B&B.
A regular B&B. And then he like passed away, and then the mother wasn't able to keep up with it, and so she sold it, and she, like they live in like the little town now, and she has like a cafe type thingy, whatever. But the younger sister was getting married, and the older sister works in like hotel management type stuff and organization, so she was trying to do it.
Wow, that's perfectly applicable to this situation.
It is.
Oh my gosh, I wonder if she's going to leave her big corporate job and come to hotel manage this small Airbnb in the middle of nowhere.
There's a twist.
She falls in love.
Yeah, it does happen. So the place where the little sister's wedding was supposed to be, something happened, and they were like, oh, it would be so great to do it at this B&B that they used to have, but there was no space. But then there was a big barn, and they turned the barn into a thing, and she falls in love with the guy, and he's trying to sell the B&B because his wife died. I know, the sun is like doing weird things outside. His wife had died, and he doesn't feel like he can do it by himself, and there's a little girl, and she...
You described enough.
No, but I wanted to tell you the twist was that she got the hotel conglomerate, whatever corporation that she was working for, to invest in the B&B, and she is working there. Yeah, managing. Holiday for Heroes, Picture a Perfect Christmas, which is the one that was set on Bainbridge Island, Washington, but was not actually filmed on Bainbridge Island. It said that, and I heard it, and I was like, oh, and then I looked, and I was like, that's not Bainbridge Island. So I'm pretty sure it was filmed in Canada, because that's where most Hallmark movies are filmed. And then The Mistletoe Secret, which had Kelly Pickler from American Idol fame in it. She ran the Mistletoe Cafe.
The Mistletoe Cafe? Is it only open around Christmas?
No, it's open year-round. You can always experience the mistletoe.
I like Christmas, but not that much.
And spoiler, she falls in love. Okay. So I finished watching series 3, 4, and 5 of Silent Witness, and I'm watching series 6.
Oh.
I think I have 2 episodes of series 6 left. The Dr. Hubs and I finished series 5 of Father Brown, and we're watching series 6. I watched all of season 2 of Jack Ryan on Amazon Prime. Watching season 7 of The Blacklist, season 1 of The DNA of Murder with Paul Holes, season 11 of NCIS LA, season 5 of Supergirl, season 1 of Prodigal Son, season 13 of Murdoch Mysteries, season 17 of NCIS, season 6 of NCIS New Orleans, and we must take a moment to acknowledge the grief that Christopher LaSalle died.
Yeah, why'd they do that?
It was the actor's choice. He had been working as an actor since he was a child.
Ah, that'll do it.
And he has two young children.
Oh, that will do it.
So, and this was like the first time he has taken a break since working as a child.
Lord.
Like an extended break, not you know what I mean?
Sabbatical.
Yes. But they killed off his character, and it was very sad.
Rest in peace, I guess.
Yes. And then, so that happened 2 episodes ago, and then the episode that we just watched this week, they're grieving LaSalle dying, and there's lots of emotions, as well as gas explosions in New Orleans.
If they use his footage in further episodes, like archival footage, does he get royalties from that?
I'm pretty sure he does.
Nice. I love that.
Yeah.
Noted. For my future. On this can, I'm going to recycle.
Yes, Dammy, you will know you are a star when
my archival footage is used in future episodes.
No, I was going to say when you have a guest spot on any of the Law and Orders.
Oh, yeah. Then my future as a Broadway actor is secure. Because every New York actor has been in a Law and Order.
At least once. Sometimes multiple times.
Sometimes.
Sometimes
in all the different series as different people. Oh,
yes.
Worm.
Okay, season 6 of The Flash, season 8 of Arrow, the series 9 finale of Doc Martin.
Wow.
He resigned from being a doctor.
Oh, Worm.
Because he cannot get his blood phobia under control, and he did not want to work with the system of being able to be a GP. And Louise is pregnant again.
Oh, Worm.
She told him that, and then he told her that he had just quit his job.
I'm pregnant. I quit my job.
Yes.
Oh, great.
And Al and Morwenna got married. It was very sweet.
Good. I'm glad for that.
And I don't know if they've announced if it's coming back for Series 10 and when that will be, if it does, because it took a long time for them to do Series 9. So, Season 1 of Stumptown, and then Season 15 of Supernatural. We had Chuck and Becky back in this episode, and Jensen directed it.
Nice.
So it was a really good episode. Okay, listening to my favorite murder podcast, as always, Hadestown OBCR. Christy Nockels put out a new album that is called The Thrill of Hope Renewed, and it has some of the songs that were on the original The Thrill of Hope album, but it's got some new songs, and they've also, so when she did it, it was like, as far as I can remember, it was just her singing only. But then they've been doing these, what do they call it?
Remix.
I think it's called a family Christmas tour type thing, where they have friends and family that have gone on the road with them, and they've done some of the songs. So they've recorded some of the songs like with other people and not just her. So, and I support her on Patreon, so I got early access to it and listened to it several times.
Oh.
Yes, I did. So, that's what I'm listening to. What are you listening to?
Cabin Pressure. Christmas playlists.
You have that still on there, is that not correct?
No, I stopped.
Okay.
Sorry.
So I should just put random Christmas playlist, or have you been listening to the one that we made together?
No. Sorry.
There may be some new songs we need to add. We'll have to see who's come out with new Christmas albums.
Jazz for writing.
Ooh. Have you been writing a lot?
Yeah.
Yes. All right, this is an epically long segment. Thanks for sticking with us through it. Let's move on to the next one.
going to talk about the September, October, November Artistic Autumnal Owl.
Yes, tell us all about it.
This is the first podcast of the month.
No.
Good. So, I just saw my coworker. So this runs from the 1st of September and it goes through the 30th of November. And it's for any project that you can knit, crochet, weave, spin, stitch, or sew that you can convince us is related to autumn. If you can't think of anything, you made it in the autumn.
That's right.
There are a couple main rules for this owl. The first is that no whips are allowed. Your project must have been begun no earlier than the 1st of September, then finished no later than the 30th of November. And then each project that you knit, crochet, weave, or spin, Ravelry crafts, must be at least 20 yards. If your project is not at least 20 yards, you need to group it in a single post with other projects that together total at least 20 yards. For stitching and sewing projects, we will leave it to your best judgment, but if you would like an official ruling, you can PM Java Pearl on Ravelry or email us at geekygirlsknit@gmail.com. You can feel free to polydip, multi-participate in other alongs as long as it fits in with other rules. That's totally fine. We have lots of lovely prizes on our screen right now. Thank you so much to our prize donors. If you are interested in donating prizes for future owls, such as the winter along, you can PM, again, Java Pearl on Ravelry, or email us at geekygirlsknit@gmail.com. You must be a member of the Geeky Girls Knit podcast group on Ravelry in order to participate. There's a hashtag if you'd like to tag your projects or post on social media. It's GGK Autumn 19. The FO thread is going to be locked on the morning of 1st of December, and winners will be announced on the next podcast after that. And any winners will have 30 days to claim their prize or they forfeit it. There's a chatter thread on Ravelry where you can chat, post about your projects. That's where I congratulate people who finish projects, but I also do that here. So these past 2 weeks, we have had A. Bingham, Ashless Phoenix, Becca Rex, D-Door4, DJID, Elsa and M, I Now Hour, Falling Star 12, Frymeister, Harps 57, I Knit Socks 2, Jennifer Reels, Jody 333, Knit Central, Lil Angel SG2, Elle McCall, Lil Mermaid, Mamma Mia 64, Mommy 2, Penny Gale, Psycho Hulakian, Restrauss, Ruzy, Simash Williams 94, Scrap Fair, Share 2014, Shirley Knits 123, Yarn Taxi Driver, and DL Cat 2.
Great job, everybody. You have like 2 weeks left to get your projects done and posted, and you might be a winner. All right, well, let's move on to the next segment.
And now it's time for Ask the Geeky Girls, the part of our show where you ask us things and we try to answer them.
That's right. I will say this now before we do the question, and I'll say it again after. We need more questions. Please. So go to the Ask the Geeky Girls thread in our Ravelry group and ask. We will answer anything. We've never said no to answering your questions. So you ask us about whatever the heck you want, and we will answer it. Okay, Dammy, what is this week's question?
This week's question is from Jane, who is Jamie B. from London. Do you have any knitted Christmas decorations? Are you planning to make any knitted Christmas decorations this year?
And then she said the other things.
Oh, I thought that was part of...
No.
I thought that was your answer. Okay.
No.
I'm currently using leftover sock yarn to make a mini mittens garland using the Smitten, a holiday garland pattern.
That's still her?
No, I was giving a knowing look.
Oh, because I'm about to say that I did that too.
Previously, I've knitted mini socks and hung them up into festive bunting. Last year, I knitted a Christmas wreath too.
So, I ironically have also made the Smitten Holiday Garland pattern, which is a pattern by Emily Ivy.
I made it ages ago.
Let's see, I finished it in July of 2012.
Ages.
So for mine, I used 3 different colorways of yarn. I used one that was a light pink. I used one that's white with kind of confetti colors. And I used the other color I used, it was a multicolor that's got like pinks and yellows and oranges and blues and greens in it.
Think like a baby rainbow.
Yeah. So I did that, and we don't really put things in it. We just kind of hang it up. Because it's cute. I have, in my insanity, knit 57 gazillion Christmas stockings for both my parents' house and my sister's house. I used the NL3 Christmas socks by Nancy Lindbergh pattern, and
Way to go, Nancy.
I did, when I made them for my sister, I used gray as the like,
Main color?
grounding color, and did red and green stripes, thick red and green stripes with it. But I also, when I did them for my, so all of theirs have that same color. When I did it for my mom and dad's house, I used gray again as the kind of grounding color, but for my mom and dad's part, I did white and blue. For my sister's part, I did white and green, and for our part, I did white and red. However, have I made Christmas stockings for our house? No. But I don't think I'm going to do knitted ones. I think what I'm going to do, and I should have looked this up before we started,
Mother.
before we started recording, I do think what I'm going to do, provided that she does at least one more pattern, is cross stitch the stocking patterns that Satsuma Street on Etsy did. So there is one that's called Oh Deer, Deer, and it's a deer with Christmas ornaments hanging from its antlers.
I am the deer.
And then there is the Fa La La Llama, which is a decorative.
It's a decorated llama.
It's a decorated llama. It's got
Just
presents.
like the name says.
It's got presents and a Christmas tree on top and pom pom and everything. So I need her to do one more at least, so that I can cross stitch all three of them.
I am the deer.
I also really, really want to make her silver peace tree, and what it is it's cross stitched so that, like, there's it's a Christmas tree mobile, and it's got some, I can't remember, I think it's a little Christmas tree or something decorative on this first part, and then it has the words joy, hope, peace, and then there's a base, and then you put pretty paper on the back, and then it spins. You can kind of see it right there.
Oh, yeah.
She also has it in a gold. I might do it, though. I might use the silver but then use the thread color from the gold, because I like silver better. So, but it's you could do lots of things with it. I'm also still cross stitching. Well, it's been put on hold because other things. I'm doing my Christmas list from Silver Creek Samplers. I'm cross stitching that, but my goal is to have that finished by next Christmas. It's not going to happen for this year because it is a rather large piece. Trying to think if there's any other Christmas pieces that I'm going to try to do. I'm doing a small cross stitch piece as a gift, and I have to also craft something for our cross stitch group Christmas party.
Oh.
We're doing an optional ornaments / smalls exchange, and it just has to be handmade. It doesn't have to be cross stitched. It just needs to be handmade. So I'm pondering some things.
These cookies.
Well, I guess you technically could, but
Precisely.
I think I will probably knit something. Is what is going to happen. What is going on here?
I don't know. What is going on?
Well, it looks like it's at my steek, and it looks like a thread may have accidentally got nipped. I will just have to tack it down. It will be fine.
Good.
I will tack it down. It will be fine. Yeah. I also want to make a... so did you see the rag wreath that Becca from Stitching Group posted?
No.
It's not a wreath, a rag garland. Hold on, let me pull it up. Because I told her I will want to know how to do this. So it's kind of all in a pile right now, but it's a long garland done with like 1-inch strips of fabric. She's also doing around a candy cane form.
I want that in wreath.
So I might try to do that as well.
I did that the wrong way. Oh no. I did it backwards.
So, yeah, so that is what I'm thinking for Christmas decorations that I've previously made or might make. So, have you made any Christmas decorations before?
No. I made little things with glue and popsicle sticks when I was younger, you know.
Yeah.
The highlight of my art days. But,
That's right. Yeah. Okay, well, that was a good question. Thank you, Jane, for asking it. I will try to remember to link up everything that I mentioned in the show notes so that if you're curious about any of the things, you can look at them.
Yeah.
And then, again, as we said, we need more questions.
Dun-dun.
So, head over to our Ravelry group, to the Ask the Geeky Girls thread, and post your question. All right, I think that we're ready to move on to the next segment. Dammy, we made it to the end of the show.
Yes.
Yes, we did. We had a lot to talk about. Thanks for sticking with us through all that. Eventually, we'll get back to everything kind of regularly. Oh, I know what else I'm going to make for Christmas that I didn't mention. Because I'm going to do Vlogmas again this year, and I'm going to cross stitch a Christmas countdown thing. It's got like houses across the top, and then it's got a square with something in it for every day.
You scared me.
That just popped into my head.
I'm just like, I know what I'm gonna make.
So I'm going to be making that. Yes, we will eventually get back to our normal routines when I finish my Nanny Swallow sweater. So, and you're going to be coming home for
Giving thanks.
giving thanks and for
And,
the Mass of
giving
Christmas,
thanks.
the Mass of Christ,
Yeah.
and the year of being new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna babysit cats.
Did you look at your winter schedule about when we can record?
Tuesday or a Thursday.
It's going to have to be a Thursday then.
Why?
'Cause I have my mom's group on Tuesday.
Oh yeah. So Thursday morning into afternoon.
All right, so the schedule will be changing after the new year. Thanks for working with us. We have to go with her school schedule. Okay. I don't think we have any other announcements other than that. No. But we would like to say a huge thank you. We love you guys. To everyone who supports the podcast. Y'all are amazing, and we wouldn't be able to do this without you. We wouldn't do it if it was for you, because otherwise we'd be just talking to ourselves, which we do sometimes. If you would like to help support the podcast financially, there are 3 ways that you can do that. Unfortunately, it does cost money to do a podcast. There is behind the scenes cost, there is postage cost, there's prize cost, technology costs. So there's lots of things that go into doing a podcast. So the main way you can support us financially is through Patreon, which is a site where you pledge a certain amount a month to your favorite creatives, and you earn rewards based on what level you donate at. You've never heard me say this before, right?
No.
I sent out Patreon rewards last week.
My scissors, where are my scissors?
I don't know, but I sent them out.
Yeah.
So if you're expecting a reward, you should be getting it if you haven't already. Dammy, if somebody wants to know more about Patreon or wants to sign up, where should they go?
Patreon.com/geekgirlsnet.
You lost your scissors.
Yeah, I can find them.
You're probably sitting on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's another way they can support the podcast financially?
There's a PayPal button in the sidebar of our website if you would like to make a one-time donation.
Yes, and we are Amazon.com.co.uk and .ca affiliates. If you're going to shop on Amazon, if you'll go to our website first.
I hear that. I just bumped you.
Mm-hmm. If you go to our website first and either look at the sidebar or at the bottom of the show notes and click on your appropriate Amazon and then do your shopping as normal, we earn a little bit of money back based on what you purchase. Does it cost you anything extra? And it's a great way to support the podcast by doing something you'd be doing anyway, because hello, holiday shopping.
Happy holidays.
I bought I have bought. So my niece and nephews get a book under the Christmas tree, and I had those shipped to my mom. 2 of them have arrived. She's waiting for the 3rd one, and that'll be good to go. I bought a couple things for Dammy's stocking. She has not yet told me book possibilities.
I'm thinking.
You dropped my yarn.
I'll get it. Get it.
Because she gets a book under the tree, and then she gets some other things in her stocking on Christmas morning. Yeah, we don't do a lot of gifts for Christmas. We will do an experience, which we do every year, is go to the cinema to see a movie together. Because we don't go to the cinema very often, maybe twice a year.
Star Wars.
So we'll go see Star Wars, and go out to a meal together and just enjoy being together. So,
that sounds horrible.
I know. Can you even handle hanging out with your parents?
No.
Well, you're hanging out with your mother right now, so tough luck, Toots. Okay, Dammy, why don't you tell them where they can find us online?
You can find us at geekygirlsnet.com. There are links to everywhere else we are online. YouTube, iTunes, Ravelry, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc.
And with that, we will wish you a good weekend. And
a happy new week.
That too. Oh yes, our Christmas karaoke tradition will be starting up. The podcast after Thanksgiving.
So bring us some figgy pudding.
So I actually still have a list from last year,
Lord,
of songs that we sang, as well as some other suggestions. So we will have to look through that and decide what we're going to do.
Fun, joy.
So that will be coming up. Okay, well, have a great weekend. Have a great week. Have lots of lovely crafting time. And stay tuned till after the credits for a funny Pink Pearl video. And we will talk to you again next weekend. Yes.
Yeah.
Until then, happy crafting. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Pink, do you have a new necklace? Oh, what happened? Is there a mouse around you? Oh my goodness. She's trying to back out of it and she can't get it off. Oh no. Oh no. Do you need Bubba to rescue you?
She did the sitting down thing.
Yes, I give up, Bubba. I defeated. There we go. Order is once again restored. Pinky. Pinky. Hi, baby.